Okay, good morning everyone. Shalom Aleichem Baruch Haba. We're continuing in Mishna Berura, Daf Hashavua. That is the good news. And we are up to Siman Kuf Beis Seif Hey. Siman Kuf Beis Seif Hey. Im Hishlam Tfilasei. Let's say you finish your Shemana Esrei. Adam Acher Mispal Acher. You know, the notorious long davener. He's behind you. Asur lifsaya shalosh psiyos. It is prohibited to take 3 steps back ad sheyigmar misha acharav as tfilasei, until the guy behind you finishes his tefillah. Shem yasazeh, because if you're going to take 3 steps back, harihu ko'iver l'keneged asal, you're passing in front of him. V'tzarach l'daktik v'zeh afilum ha'achrain hischel l'spalel acharav. You have to be careful about this, even if the last guy began, meaning, even if the guy behind you began to daven after you, me'achar shekvar hischa, because he started. Because he already started. Now, so this is a tough one. You know, the famous story of Rabbi Meir who wouldn't leave the shul because there was a brick wall, because there was a guy davening Shemana Esrei there. But what do? There's a guy standing behind you, and he's up to Lekai Nitzar, and he took out a list that he got from the international list of Chaylam, right? So he's going to be saying for the next 3 hours, you know, every Chayla, every nitzrach, every situation that he ever heard of. Now what? Now I'm stuck? So what do? Says Mishna Mispala Achrav. The guy's behind you. V'meinoi Achrav mamish. Let's say he's not mamish behind me. Rak meruchak litzdaden. He's sort of a little bit to the side. So we saw yesterday, there's a machlokes whether passing in front of Asur laver keneged osam b'toich arba amos v'dafka lefnei abot sidei mutter. And what about stadim shalafneim? According to the Magen Avram, it's klefneim. According to the Eliyah Rabbah, it's mutter. So what you could do is, if I'm not mamish in front of him, according to Eliyah Rabbah, I'm allowed to take the 3 steps back. According to the Magen Avram, I can't. He's not even behind me. In other words, let's say like this: I'm in a row. I'm 1A. He's 2C. Yeah? I can't take 3 steps back, according to Magen Avram. Not only that, I'm 1A, he's 2D. I can't take 3 steps back. What if I'm 1A and he's 2E? You can't take 3 steps back, according to the Magen Avram. I mean, how far does it go? He sees you. He could see you. It's shalafanav. So, l'chatchila, you shouldn't take the 3 steps back. Says the Mishna Berura, but according to the Eliyah Rabbah, it's mutter. So, you know, depending on the circumstance, just realize it's not. You don't usually see people being makbid on that. You know, if 1C and 2C, okay, you have some people. Now, many people have a really good way to do this. What they do is they turn around. But like if you keep on turning around and give the guy a look, you know, it works. Usually works pretty well. Also, if you push him, you know, or new, usually he'll hurry up. What? What?
If you're in 1A and he's in 2E,
yeah.
you're not walking.
You're not walking as Arba Amos. Mm-hmm. Let's say like this. You're saying it's only an Arba Amos. Okay, 8 feet according to Chazon Ish is it's a pretty. It's a what?
It's the Rabbanan. 7 feet is fine.
Not according to Chazon Ish.
It's the Rabbanan.
Okay, not according to Chazon Ish. But I would say I'm not makbid on Chazon. Reb Chaim Noah, you'll have a smaller share.
Berura. Mishna Berura.
Yeah. Mishna Berura doesn't tell you what his share is of. Yeah, but no, yeah, but he doesn't say. It depends what his share is on Shiurim. Okay. Now, what if I am directly in back of him, but now I want to use the Eliyah Rabbah to take 3 steps back on an angle? In other words, now that I see that according to the Eliyah Rabbah, I could take 3 steps back if I'm not directly in front of him. So let's say I am directly in front of him, but I'll take 3 steps back to the side. So Shlomo Zalman says that, and Reb Chaim Kanievsky says that b'shas hadchak, if you're mamish in front of the guy, you could take 3 steps back to the side where you're not coming close to him. In other words, you could take your 3 steps back instead of back to the side. Now, what if a guy's davening Shemona Esrei in back of a shliach tzibor? There are those who hold that the shots can't start chazos hashatz unless he takes 3 steps back out of the silent Shemona Esrei. So the Chazon Ish says, and the Brisker Rav says, the shots should take 3 steps to the side. Rav Moshe says it's true that the shots who doesn't take 3 steps back did an Isser, but the tzibur is still yotzei chazar sashatz. What if there's a guy on your side? So in other words, let's say the shel tzibur is boxed in. Like in many shuls, they give the go-ahead to the shots on Yom Naram. People are still davening away, but the show must go on. So the shot starts. There's a guy in back of him. There's a guy on his side. Where is he supposed to go? Or let's say like this. The shots just davened. It's a half hour of silent Shemona Esrei. He's got to be up there for 3 hours. He goes to the restroom. Most shlichei tzibur, they go to the restroom before they start the chazar sashatz. So he has no way to go to the restroom unless he walks by people. So Rabbi Yoshev says that in order to avoid tircha de tzibura, he should start chazar sashatz without taking 3 steps back. Okay, let's see weiter. Shalosh psios umayri b'toich arba amos. It's talking about within 3 amos, within the dalet amos. In other words, when the Mechaber says aser lefsaya shalosh psios, it's talking about within dalet amos. Rav Shlomo Zalman says that you should wait until the guy not only takes the 3 steps back, but also he finishes his bowings, because so long as he's bowing, the Shechina is kenegdai. Now, what if the guy is davening for 4 hours and I can't keep my feet together so long? So Chaim Kanievsky says no problem. So don't keep your feet together, but you still can't move. Now, what if the famous question? One second, the Mishnah Berura continues. It's talking about where the 3 steps are. You're in his foramas. What if the guy behind me didn't take 3 steps back because the guy behind him didn't take the 3 steps back? So he's not really davening, he's just stuck. Says Rav Shlomo Zalman that if you need to say tachnon or a dvar mitzvah, you're allowed to take 3 steps back. But if you don't have a specific need, you're not allowed to. Reb Chaim Kanievsky says, as long as the first guy is not going into the dalet amos of the third guy, it's okay. The Mishnah Berura sense of Katan Gimel, that even if the guy behind you is oimed b'tachnunim, if he didn't take the 3 steps back, you're not to go into his space. So the guy behind you didn't take the 3 steps back. So in the Das Noite it says, it's dafka if he's in tachnunim. However, in this in Karel it says, that the first guy could take 3 steps back, even if he's going to end up in the 4 amos of the third guy. Says Rabbi Yosef B'chap, guy number 2, he's probably 10 tvachim tall and 4 tvachim wide, so he's a hefsek, he's a mechitza. The guy is a mechitza. Let's say like this. The guy in back of you already started Shemona Esrei because he follows the halacha that davening with a minyan means to start Shemona Esrei. You don't follow the halacha. You like to say Yigdal Ematoivu, and you like to lag behind, and you start Shemona Esrei late. Now you want to say take your 3 steps back. You're not allowed to. Once the guy behind you is davening Shemona Esrei, you cannot no longer take 3 steps back. So you wouldn't be allowed to do that. You're not allowed to take the 3 steps back. Weiter. The Mechaber concluded that you need to be medakdek, even if the guy behind you stavened afterwards, because he already started. Says the Mishnah Berura, Shekvar Hiskel, V'loi nikra ba begvuloi. The guy behind you is not called coming into your territory, even though he started after you. V'afil ma'achrein ma'aruch b'tfilasai, even if he's davening very long. The guy taking the 3 steps back, he's coming into his territory. Let's say there's a guy, he decided to daven Shemona Esrei in the hallway. There's one hallway to get to the restroom or to get out. And you have one chacham, he decided to daven Shemona Esrei there. Now what? Everyone's stuck? So the Marsham says you're allowed to pass in front of him. It's like a kever it's like somebody buries someone on a road. So you're allowed to remove the guy. It's ein toifis mekaymai. It's a kever hamazik. Rav Shlomo Zalman also says you're allowed to pass. Or Rav Shlomo Zalman says you move him. In other words, the Marsham says like this. I'm sorry. Marsham says you have a guy, he's in the aisle. He decided to park himself like Davening Shemona Esrei. You take him, you lift him up, and you put him somewhere else. You move him. You could take a hand cart, a trolley, you pack the guy up, tie him up, and move him out of the way. And the Rav Shlomo Zalman says it could be you could even pass in front of him, but it's better to move him. So the question is, why if a guy davens after me, behind me, am I stuck? Isn't he coming into my territory? Didn't we say in Sif Gimel that once I'm sitting down, a guy who davens Shemona Esrei next to me, I don't have to stand up because he's coming into my territory. Here also, he's davening behind me. He's coming into my territory. The answer is no. He's not coming to your territory. You're the one who wants to take 3 steps back into his territory. In other words, by taking the 3 steps back, you're coming into his territory. Okay, let's begin Siman Kuf Gimel. Mishen is damin loy ruach b'tfilasai oy itosh. Someone who has to pass gas or sneeze. Says Mechaber Hoya Omer b'tfil yatzmen ruach melamata. One who's davening Shemona Esrei and a odor is emitted from him from below. Mamtin ad sheyichla reach. He waits until the smell dissipates. V'chayzer mispala, and he goes back to davening. Says the Mishnah Berura, hareach demei ikara asar afilu midivrei Torah. Okay, the Elba Siman Ayin Tes Sif Tes. What does Dimei Ikara mean? Meaning, if it's coming from something that has Ikar, if it's from a tangible source, if it's from Tzayim Amish, then a Reach is Dairaisa. No. So again, the Mechaber is saying, you wait until the smell dissipates. Dimei Ikara, because while it still smells, you're not even allowed to learn. In other words, you can't daven and you can't learn, like we said in Siman Ayin Tes, Seif Tes. What did we say there? Yatsa mimenu reach melamata aser b'divrei Torah ad sheyichla hareach. Okay. Says the Mishna Berura, v'chayzer maspala hainu l'makam shapasak. You go wherever you're up to. Afilu sha'achar shapasak hareach. Even if you delayed after the smell stopped, v'ayidei hatzir v'haya k'dei ligmar kula. And the combined delay of while it smelled and after was enough time to finish the whole subject that you were involved in, you still do not have to go back to the beginning. Because you could have davened as soon as the smell stopped. What if you violated this and you did not wait and you davened while it still smelled? We said by urine, you need to daven again because you were violated in Isser Drabanan Vadai. Rav Chaim says, therefore, by hafacha, by passing gas, if you davened even though it smelled, it could be you have to daven again. So in this case, since you could have returned back to your davening right after the smell dissipated, the whole hefsek wasn't an oines. You don't have to go back to the beginning. Then it has to be the whole hefsek wasn't an oines. In this case, you do not have to say the ribain in sif beis. Sif beis, we're going to see where you move away, and in such a case, you have to say a special prayer for the shame. But in this case, you're not moving anywhere. You don't have to say the ribain. Okay. Rabbi said we'll hold it over here, and we'll let's try to get together tomorrow. Okay, so I have a compromised position here.